On Main Street in Ferdinand, there's a large three-story building sometimes called the Mailing Building. The structure has sat unused for over a decade. On the outside, it is nondescript and easy to overlook. However, its unassuming appearance belies the important role it long has played in the town of Ferdinand.
The lot on which the building stands was sold by the founder of Ferdinand, Father Joseph Kundak, for $15 to Henry and Anna Putoff from Ohio in 1840. 7 years later, it was sold to John Beckman for $29, and then stayed in the Beckman family until 1919.
The building dates from 1870, which means it is one of the oldest surviving buildings in Ferdinand. The function of the building is shown on a number of early fire insurance maps of the town. On an 1885 map, the building is identified as the New Farmer's Store. On a later map in 1860, the building is named the General Merchandise Store. In a small town like Ferdinand, the large building and the many products and services it offered would have been a significant resource to the community.
The building was sold to John and Betty Bartley in 1935. It functioned as a department store known as Bartley Brothers for many decades.
There are still people in Ferdinand who remember what the building was like when it was filled with life. Marlene Sheppers is one of these.
I'm Marlene Sheppers, and I worked at Bartley's store from 1950 to 59. I've been going to that store since I was a child. We sold all kinds of stuff. We had groceries, of course, but we also had quilt material, dress material. We had some clothes. We had ladies' hats. We had paint. We had shoes, boots, just a little bit of everything. The main thing was the groceries of food.
Bartley Brothers was also a place where people met one another and socialized. Joan Verkamp first met her future husband in Bartley Brothers' store back in the early 1940s when he was an employee and she was a shopper.
Along with their husband and a business partner, Joan was an owner of the business, and under their care it became a red and white grocery store.
Eventually, the red and white business ended and Judy Mailing and her husband bought the building in the 1980s. They ran a fertilizer and lawnmower business in the building for many years. On the site of the former chicken house, they opened J.J.'s Express Lube.
Many of Ferdinand's oldest buildings have been lost. As one of the oldest remaining buildings in Ferdinand, the Mailing Building deserves to be preserved. It is a reminder of the town's rich history, which is one reason Ferdinand is such a great town in which to live.
Throughout most of its 140-year history, the Mailing Building has functioned as a commercial space, selling a wide variety of goods and services to the local community.
The building has many good features that could make it an ideal location for businesses.
It's a large building that can accommodate many businesses.
The building is also centrally located in town.
And the building has plenty of parking.
On the inside of the Mailing Building, it has another rare quality that can really help a business.
It has character. The building possesses a lot of historical features which, once restored, can make it a very attractive place to visit and shop.
For example, the top floor of the building would be an ideal setting for a cafe.
Ferdinand could use another place where people can get together.
The basement of the building used to be a pizza place, and it has many good features that could help it be one again.
There are endless options for what the building could be. Here are some businesses that we would like to see in Ferdinand.
Restoring the mailing building to its traditional role as a center of commerce would not only provide more goods and services to the local population, but it would also strengthen the rest of the businesses in town by bringing more people to shop in Ferdinand. Throughout history, the mailing building has served primarily as a center of commerce, but this does not mean that it has to remain a commercial space. In the recent decades, a lot of old buildings have been converted to new uses.
The mailing building has lots of space with 3 gigantic floors.
With all this space, there would be plenty of room for apartments or condominiums.
There would be many advantages to living in an apartment in the mailing building.
For one thing, it is located in the heart of Ferdinand. Apartments in the mailing building would also have features such as high ceilings, exposed brick walls, wide open spaces, and large windows. This would make for one-of-a-kind homes.
It already has an elevator shaft, which could make it accessible to people with disabilities.
Also, there is no grass or plants to take care of outside.
We need more places for people to live in Ferdinand. The mailing building would be perfect for this because it is close to many important places in town.
It's close to the library, the school, the YMCA, and the park. There are lots of old buildings that have been repurposed for new uses.
That is why our third suggestion is to turn the building into Ferdinand's new town hall.
The current town hall is nice enough, but it is not very distinctive.
It is also located in a rather obscure location on the northern edge of town.
When you drive through town on Main Street, the town hall is easy to miss and kind of hard to find.
Having the renovated mailing building as the new town hall would have many advantages.
It would be located in the middle of Ferdinand, where it belongs.
It would also be considerably larger than the current location and accommodate more offices and conference rooms for town employees.
Any extra space, you could have an area to showcase Ferdinand's history by putting up pictures, kind of like a museum.
Another room could be turned into a gift shop or even a hangout room for teens.
By taking ownership of the mailing building, the town of Ferdinand would be preserving one of its oldest and most significant buildings. In a sense, the town would be saving a valuable piece of its history, which is one of the things that makes Ferdinand such a great place to live.